Hey Spencer, hey Izuku. Yeah, I'm up. Yeah, sorry for starting pretty late today. Yeah, I overslept, did some stuff. I think my body shut down after yesterday. I was so stressed that I think my body just shut down for almost the whole day. But yeah. Hi there on the YouTube chat as well. We're gonna be playing Variable Barricade. This is Otome Game Tuesday, and I do need to finish the game. Well, this route. We'll see if I reach the ending. We'll see. Let me set things up. So if I load this, oh, where are we right now? I think we're almost at the end. We'll see. Yeah. Let's start with this, I guess. Shion's life has become busy. Returning home late one night, he runs into a worried Taiga. Oh. Serious question, not being weird, but is jiggle physics like built into the VTuber model? Yes, because won't you be more weirded out if unnaturally there's no jiggle physics? Especially for the female ones who have that ample of a structure. Yeah, it's like saying, well, it's like asking, won't you be weirded out if you saw a real person without those jiggle physics? I guess this is 2D, but the physics are there to be more, natural when moving. Because they're physics. They come with how we move. Even if it's 2D or 3D or real life. Everything has physics. Hey, baka neko. Yeah. I'll try to read dialogues. I mean, this one is mostly just gonna be the narration parts. Since most of it are voiced, so I'd be scared. Yeah. Yeah, hi baka neko. I am definitely not a fan of taxis. They've got such a distinct smell. Oh. Wonder if I can get them to send me a down car next time. It was already midnight. As expected, everyone was already asleep in their rooms. So I'll take a quick shower and get to bed too. Oh, I guess awake. It's 1 a.m. Oh, it's 1 a.m. on your end. Just then I bumped into Taiga, who was coming down the stairs.
久しぶりじゃねえか。こんな時間にお帰りか。
最近いろいろ忙しくて、そういう大河はまた夜更かし。
ああ、ちょっとな。つかお前、腹減ってね。夜食食おうと思ってたんだ。付き合いや。
こんな時間。
Oh.
そういえば、今日は忙しくて、ろくに食べてなかったかも。
決まりだな。行こうぜ。
うん。
It's still really fun to see the guys being
夜食って
good friends, even though they're rivals for the girl.
ちょっと待て。多分冷蔵庫の中に。お、やっぱあった。一夜の作り置き。これ温めて食おうぜ。
Yoshi fan, hi. Are you okay? Yes, I am okay. Taiga took a container out from the refrigerator and started preparing
そうい
it.
えば、みんな元気？最近会えてないけど。
いつも通りだぜ。相変わらず一夜はうぜえし、なゆたは迷惑なほど騒がしい。
ひばりちゃんは？
He didn't respond. Taiga continued to get the food ready as if I hadn't even asked the question. Then,
俺だけならタッパー直食いでもいいんだけどな。ま、皿に移し替えただけで勘弁してくれ。味は保証する。うまかったし。
作り置きっていうか、普通に夕食一食分だよね。
まあね。あ、飯いるか？
おかずを少し。
そっか。じゃ、俺が。
Taiga didn't immediately start eating. They were all Japanese-style dishes. Tailored to Hibari's taste, they looked delicious. I felt a sense of relief when I took a bite of these stewed veggies. It seems I've grown accustomed to their taste, probably from getting used to eating them so much.
最近ずっとお前がいないから作った料理が余っちまうんだって。一夜が文句言っててさ。
え？でも僕、食事がいらないときは、ちゃんと一夜に連絡して。
バーカ、察してやれよ。お前が腹すかして帰った時に食わせる分に決まってんだろ。その証拠に、最近冷蔵庫には必ず作り置きが入ってるし、成田にも絶対食うなって言命してる。
割とお人よしだよね、彼。一応ライバルなのに。
As I said, yeah. The guys are like really good friends after all these.
そういうやつだろ。
うん。そうだね。
ナユタだって寂しがってるぜ。あいつお嬢がいねえ時はお前の世話して時間潰してたろ。役目が一つなくなっちまったせいで暇持て余してんだろうな。おかげで俺が絡まれまくりだ。
そうなんだ。いっそのこと、ナユタに付き人を頼めたらいいのにな。
Ah, hot dudes. Hey, Potato. Hey, we're almost at the
今のマネージャ
ending.
ーは頭が固くて、融通が利かないんだよね。
おお、さすが芸能人ともなるといろいろ大変そうだな。
Our conversation came to a pause for a moment, but neither Taiga nor I cared, and we continued eating. But just when we were about finished,
お前、なんで急にモデル復帰した？
Taiga looked at me, his expression suddenly
どうし
serious.
たの急に。そんなの、お姫様のご要望があったからだよ。
What game is this? My first time watching her? Oh, it's on the title. It's an otome game. It's called Variable Barricade.
本当にそれだけか？
I don't know if I can avoid the question. After I made up my mind, I put my chopsticks down and looked Taiga square in the eyes.
タイガー。僕、ひばりちゃんに告白したんだ。
Taiga's eyes grew wide for a second, but then he quickly hid his surprise.
君たちには悪いけど、彼女の心は僕に向いていると思う。そうなるように時間をかけて、ゆっくり彼女の心を溶かしてきたつもりだけど、あと一歩足りないんだ。
つまり、モデル復帰はそのあと一歩のためか？
うん。
Taiga sighed deeply for some reason, even though I explained everything like he wanted me to.
さっきお嬢がどうしてるか聞いたな。どうしてると思う？
To be honest, I had a pretty good idea, but I didn't think I should answer him, so I kept quiet.
あいつ、完全に落ち込んでたぞ。テレビでお前の CM が流れるたびに泣きそうな顔するから、みんなテレビをつけなくなった。食も細くなっちまってさ。一夜がハラハラしてる。ナユタがつきまとっても無反応だし。いっそ怒らせようと思って、俺がきつめにからかってみたら、本気でへこまれて焦ったよ。
タイガってそういうとこ下手だよね。
笑い事じゃねえっての。一体何考えてんだ？これからどうするつもりだよ。
I slowly crossed my legs when Taiga questioned me.
タイガ。
Taiga being a bro even when it's not his route.
今まで
Yeah.
求められるまま答え、相手を満たすことを喜びとしていたんだ。だから、ひばりちゃんに対しても、そうするつもりだった。だけどあの子は、決して自分の願望を口にはしない。見ていてわかりやすいくらい、求めてくるくせに、そう思ってる自分を認めようとすらしないんだ。
ああ、お嬢ってそういうとこあるよな。
それでも時間さえかければ、きっといつかは素直に求めてくれるようになると思ってた。僕にも、それくらいの余裕はあるつもりだったし、けど、そうでもなかったみ。
なんかあったのか？
無職の僕じゃ、登場家にふさわしくないって言われちゃった。
I smiled as I said that, but Taiga grimaced in disgust.
いや、でもさ、多分お嬢 本気じゃなくて。
分かってるよ。
じゃあどうして？
彼女のことはちゃんと見てきたから。何が不安で何を恐れてるのかも。だけどそれを言われたとき、プツッと、あ、僕、この子に行かせたい。
That's petty. That's petty. Bro. That's
いつも
petty,
みたい
but
に
okay
黙って
then.
待つんじゃなく、もっと強くあの子に求められたくなっ
That's
た。
petty, yeah.
僕がいなくちゃ嫌だ。僕が欲しいんだって言わせたい。そのためには、ちょっと意地悪をしてでも、ひばりちゃんを追い詰める必要があるでしょ。
That's petty, but okay. Game name? Variable Barricade? On the title?
お前な。普通、好きな女は泣かせたくないって思うもんじゃねえのか。
普通はね。でも、僕のために泣いてくれるなら別。
Okay, then. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Send it to someone without context later.
このド S。
Yep. Apparently among them, he's the sadistic one. Yeah, this guy is ambitious. I think they all do.
こんな風に自分から求める。
All four of them do. To some degree.
どうしても逃がしたくなくて、なりふり構わず動くなんて。恋ってすごいよね。
シオン。
I didn't think those words sounded like me, but they were how I really felt. I smiled quietly at Taiga as his eyes grew
ね
bigger.
タイガー。だから今は黙って見守っててほしいんだ。きっとこれが一番の近道だから。
Taiga fell silent, but he then quickly followed up with a fearless smile.
随分と信頼してくれてるようだが、忘れてねえか。一応俺たちはお前がのんびりモデルやってる隙にお嬢を奪おうとするかもしれない。
タイガは、君たちは僕の敵にはならないよ。
お？勝者の余裕ってやつか？
違う。君たちは彼女が好きだから、大事だから、きっとひばりちゃんを泣かせるような真似はしない。僕と違ってね。
I wasn't going to let Taiga's empty provocations get the better of me at this stage. God damn! God damn! Betty! Remember Taiga being pretty normal though? Normal-ish at least. Yeah, among all of them, I think Taiga's the most normal among them. Sure, we both understood that. His slightly sheepish expression confirmed it.
まあ、そうかもな。そもそも一夜もなゆたもバカじゃねえし、大体のところは察してる。俺も、まあ、お嬢がいいならそれでいいかと思ってるしな。
Taiga stopped himself and looked at me
多
intently.
少のことなら目をつぶってやるが、くれぐれもやりすぎんなよ。
うん、大丈夫。わかってるよ。みんなに怒られるのは怖いし。
Oh, they will. They'll get mad if they find out.
その代わり、タイガにお願い。あの面倒くさい執事君を抑えておいてくれると嬉しいな。
春日か。
僕、執事君に随分嫌われちゃってるみたいだから。多分、一番邪魔になるのは彼だと思うんだ。だからタイガ、よろしくね。
I returned his intense gaze with one of my own. Taiga looked a little reluctant, but I knew he wouldn't say no.
つくぞ。
任せて。僕、頼りになる友人なら。
たく、これのどこが天使なんだか。
天使は過去形。 今は一人の女の子に恋するただの男だよ。
I smiled at how well that statement fit me when I said it out loud. Just a guy in love with that girl. That phrase suited me better than any other title. You sure sure the title doesn't fit more of a petty aspect? Man of the hour. Shion makes a shocking return to modeling and instantly makes waves, which leaves me conflicted. Oh, it's our MC's POV.
いってらっしゃいませ。
I probably should have done this first though. Heading into school was the same as usual. However, whether I liked it or not, everyone around me reminded of reality. Oh.
見た見た、即予約しちゃった。コフレも素敵だったけど、あのモデルさんものすごく綺麗。お名前わかります？他に何か出てらしたかしら。シオンですって。詳しいプロフィールは非公開らしくて、もっと彼のことが知りたいわ。
Most of the students walking around me were talking about the commercial. Did Ren know?
おはようございます、ひばり様。つむぎ、まゆずみさん、すごい人気ですわね。そうね。
Right after the commercial aired, the manufacturer released just a small bit of information. It's fine, Andrew, it's fine. Shion and that's a grammatically wrong use of an. A mysterious model who crashed onto the scene like a comet. His birth date, background, and everything else was like a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside a very attractive enigma. However, eagle-eyed fans started to recognize him from the photo he took with Rue a little while back, and rumors began to circulate that he was the legendary model Amethyst. The attention-grabbing news star caused an uproar, and requests for interviews and TV appearances apparently were flooding in. But the all-important Shion turned them all down, further enhancing his mystique. He seems like a different person than the Shion I know. But be that as it may, I quickly realized that I couldn't pretend this wasn't my problem.
ねえ、つむぎ。はい。私、みんなに見られてない？
え？
ここだけの話なのですが、実はシオンがひばり様の知り合いではないかという噂が流れているのです。え？どうして？ほら、以前に4人揃っての公開プロポーズがありましたでしょ。
Everyone still remember
そ
that.
の中にシオンに似た人物がいたような気がすると誰かが言い出したようで。よくそんな前のことを覚えている。
I know, right?
それはもう衝撃的な出来事でしたから。ちなみに午前中、私に聞いてくる子もいましたわよ。もちろん適当に濁しておきましたが、学校でまゆずみさんのことを話すのは避けた方がいいかもしれませんわね。そうね。
This is getting complicated. It was uncomfortable to have everyone watching me while I ate. I felt depressed and wondered how long the situation would continue. But then... Oh. Tsumugi quickly glanced over a message on her phone and smiled.
放課後は空いてまして？内緒話のお供にぴったりの方からお誘いですわ。
I tilted my head to the side in confusion as Tsumugi grinned back at me. Is it Aimura? Is it Rue? Later, after leaving school, Tsubugi took me to the seaside park and found a familiar face waiting there for us. If it's true.
久しぶりお姉様。ルー君？この近くで撮影をしていたらしいんですの。それで私たちにコンタクト。だってアメシストの復活だよ。語り合うならお姉様たちしかいないし。 CM お姉様たちも見たでしょ。たった数十秒のことなのにすっごい雰囲気で出たよね。業界でもすごい噂になってるんだよ。みんなあらゆるつてを使って彼とコンタクトを取れってね。まあプロの目から見てもやはり眉住さんは別格ですのね。もちろん。それでこそ僕の憧れのアメシストだよ。ねえねえ、お姉様ってシオンさんの恋人なんでしょ。今後の展開とか聞いてな。それならきっとひばり様次第ですわ。ちょっとつむぎ、なにどういうこと？何しろ眉住さんはひばり様への愛を証明するためにそうなの？じゃあシオンさんの仕事についてはお姉様を通せばいいってこと？
違います。私だって何も知らないの。確かにきっかけは作ったけど、今後どうするかはシオンさん次第だと思うわ。
そっか。実はね、前に撮った写真のこともあってルーにも共演オファーが来てるんだけど、今のうちにシオン人気にあやかりたかったんだけどな。
Brother. He's still as headstrong as
そん
ever.
なに焦らなくてもルー君は今でも十分活躍しているじゃありませんか。それだけじゃ足りないの。だってルーはルクレールの天使になるのが一番の夢なんだから。
Kid, I think it's time to give up.
ちっちゃくて可愛いのは今だけだよ。天使になるなら今しかないの。
Kid,
ルー君の
please.
そういうところは素直にすごいと思うわ。
ありがとう。そんなけなげなルーのためにシオンさんにもそれとなくアピールしといてくれてもいいんだよ。
それとこれとは話が別。
じゃあ
Rue stuck out his tongue mischievously, and I couldn't help but smile. I knew I couldn't stay mad at him. Okay, AMC. Kid, go do your homework or something. There was still no sign of Shion even after I had come home and finished dinner. Wonder if he won't be back tonight either.
あれ、お嬢？何こんなとこで釣った？
Taiga came out of the living room and looked at me curiously as I idly stared at the front door.
シオンがいなくてそんなに寂しいか？
別にそういうわけじゃ。
だよな。シオンがモデル復帰したのってお嬢のためなんだろ？気が乗らねえことには指一本動かそうとしねえあいつが今や時の人だ。あれだけのことをしてくれるなんて女冥利に尽きるってやつだよな。どうだ？
Oh, he's taunting her. He's teasing her. If this is after what happened earlier, in the previous thing that we read, and he knows what's happening, just taunting her. A woman's dream, huh? That's usually how it works. Did I fall for Shion? I thought he was amazing and I believe he had talent, but
お嬢？
あなたには関係ない。
damn. That's all I managed to say before fleeing the hallway. Damn. Do I feel so unsure? This is exactly what I wanted, but I sighed right when I entered my room. Not wanting to think about any of this, I turned to my desk to do my homework, but was surprised to see a small package that I had left there. The perfume Shion gave me. 2 small bottles sat side by side inside the box. Though Shion really should have one of the bottles, things got so awkward that day I felt I couldn't give him his bottle. So I just took the box with me when we went home. up the pink ball and spritz a bit of it on my wrist. Smells good. A scent of roses gently filled the room. Was his impression of me. But I knew a scent that was even more amazing. Without Prince's scent, I'd be trapped among the thorns.
それに王子は茨の檻を壊さなきゃ姫を助けられないのよ。自分でバラも詰めないくせに。
Oh, hey, Key. Hi, Key. How you doing?
そこはどうとでもなるよ。ほら、王子パワーみたいな。
Yeah, hi, Key. I'm eating the cup, damn. Without the prince, there's no story.
どこに行ったわけ？
Hello, yeah. How you doing? Grabs the perfume bottle tighter as I mutter to myself. Oh, that's the end of the chapter, okay. Oh, next one has a CG. Ooh. Days go past without me seeing Shion, which makes me miss him more and more. When he finally comes home, oh boy, here we go.
おはよう。
あ、ひばりさん、おはようございます。
待ってて、すぐに朝食を出すよ。自信作なんだ。期待してて。
ありがとう。
Shion's not here again. Guess his work was just that busy because I hardly ever saw him in the house anymore. No one even mentioned that he wasn't here. They were used to it by now?
あ、そうだ、ひばりさん。これ見てくださいよ、これ。
Nayata quickly came over to me and showed me a fashion magazine. There was a familiar figure on the cover.
朝一でコンビニ行って買いました。今日発売だってニュースで見たんで。
お前そういうとこミーハーだよな。
ついにメンズ雑誌にも登場か。なかなかどうにいってるね。
I flipped through the magazine and stared at Shion's photo. Hey, does it seem like he's a bit less spirited here than in the commercial? No, it's sure just my imagination. I somehow want to think he was working a job he wasn't thrilled about.
シオンさん、写真ばっかりでインタビュー記事とかは全然ないんですよね。
そういう営業方針なんじゃねえの？どれどれ？お、このグラドルいい父してんな。シオン紹介してくんねえかな。
Taiga. Taiga. Man's looking at the girl's chest.
普通
Okay.
に考えて無理じゃないか。
My man.
ワンチャンあるかもしんねえだろ。とりあえずなよた、このページもらうぞ。
ああ、ダメですよ。この雑誌には後でシオンさんにサインしてもらう予定なんです。
ああ、バカかお前。一緒に住んでるやつのサインなんかもらってどうすんだよ。
だって芸能人に会ったらまずサインもらわなきゃ。なんかこう自慢じゃないですか。
まあわからなくもないよ。知り合いが有名になるとちょっと嬉しくなってしまうよね。最近家の周りに集まっている子たちもそういう感じなんだろうし。
え？家の周り？
あ、
はあ、シオン狙いの女の子たちがね。
そんなことが？カスがそのあたりの処理はあなたに任せたはずじゃ。
that's bad news.
それが困ったことに情報源は以前から
Oh, dear
マ
lord.
ユザキ様の姿を見かけていた。
That's bad news.
方々の口コミ
That's bad juju.
マスコミの口ならいくらでも塞げますが、一般人の口
Oh
を
yeah,
塞ぐのは
ordinary people are another story.
難しく。
Ah.
大変ですね。
Also, yes, also. It's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday! Hey, hope you're enjoying your special day. Can't believe fans are coming to the house. That's going to make it even harder for Shion to come back.
今のとこはまだ平気だろう。あいつがたまに帰ってくるのってだいたい真夜中だしな。
Oh, you want the dog of the group? Okay. The golden retriever? Yeah, sure. Have him. I mean, I guess I didn't know that.
一昨日も帰っていたみたいだね。冷蔵庫の中身が少し減っていたよ。
なら多分ほとんど寝てないはずですよ。一昨日の朝なら俺が起きた時ちょうど玄関出るとこでした。
Yippee.
ああ、どうしたお嬢。早く食わねえと遅刻すんぞ。
ああ、そうね。
I tamped down my complicated feelings for the time being and focused on eating.
ひばり様。
She put a hesitant hand on my shoulder, making me look up suddenly.
座ったきりぼーっとしてらっしゃるから、もう皆さんお帰りですわよ。
Oh, damn. I looked around in a panic and saw that we were the only ones left in the classroom. How spaced out had I
今日
been?
はずっとそんな調子で気落ちしてらっしゃいましたわね。私でよければ相談に乗りましたよ。幸い今は他に誰もおりませんし。
Tsumugi looked at me, worry etched on her face. I appreciated her concern, truly, but how could I talk about something when I didn't even know what was worrying
ゆ
me?
ずみさんのことですわよね。
そうなんだけど、そもそもずっと会えずにいるから。
I think that's what worrying you.
会えなくて寂しい。今まで毎日同じ家で暮らしていたのがめったに会えなくなってしまったらあら、違いました？だってずっと会えていないということは撫でられたりハグしてもらったりも。
Damn. She knew. I instantly turned beet red and Tsumugi gave me a small smile.
寂しいですわよね。
I had to admit it. Good on you, girl.
そんなの勝手すぎるでしょ。元はといえば私がモデル復帰してって願ったせいなのに。
それとこれとは別ですわよ。好きな人に会えなくて寂しいのは。
One I care about. I still wasn't going to comment on that topic. Smuggy didn't seem to mind, however, and looked at me with sympathetic eyes.
ひばり様、寂しいのなら寂しいと。
はあ？そんな本人にってそもそも会えないのに。
ウィスを送ればいいじゃありませんの。きっと見てくれますわ。
Oh yeah. Girl, did you forget you have his number? Now that she mentioned it, I could do that. Girl. I was fixated on talking to him directly because I hadn't been able to apologize to
そう
him
と
yet.
決まれば善は急げですわ。さあ、ひばり様、スマホを。さっきのそのまま。寂しいの一言だけで
Tsumugi smiled proudly at me. I stared at her smiling face with a serious look and...
いいえ、私にはわかりますわ。そんなウィスを送らひばりちゃん、そんなに僕のことをかわいい、今すぐ抱きしめたい。
Tsumugi.
燃えつぼというものですわ。ぐいぐい押されちゃうこと間違いなしのキラーワードですわよ。
そんなバカな。
さあ、早く送ってくださいませ。さあさあさあさあ。
ちょっと。
Before I knew it, Tsumugi snatched the phone out of my hesitating
待って
hands.
紬、せめて他に誤解を招かないような一言を他に。
It got sent. Well.
あ、既読マークがつきましたわ。もう取り消せませんわよ。
Oh, no take backs. Shion seriously read it. Oh my gosh. What do I do? My eyes were glued to the screen even though I was trembling and my face flushed red. And then? Oh. Ah. When I get home, I'll have to enjoy a nice cup of tea and chat with you. Okay.
しっかり燃えつぼをされたようですわね。
そうなの？これが？
そうでなければ忙しい合間を
Because
見てくれ
he
なんて言いませんわよ。
I'm sorry, Potato. Shion's the top of this relationship right now, I guess.
よかったじゃありませんか。これでひばり様のお気持ちをまゆずみさんに伝えられますわね。
そうなのかも。つむぎ、ありがとう。
I was nervous when she sent the message, but now I felt completely relieved. I know it was a calculated move, but when I thought about how I'd be able to talk to Shion directly for the first time in forever, I could barely contain my excitement. Oh yeah, Ibari is such a bomb in this round from what I've seen. Yeah. I woke up earlier than I did on school days. Said he'd be back a little after noon. Let's see here.
Oh, お嬢じゃねえか。今日はずいぶん早いんだなって。何やってんだ？
おはよう、タイガさん。見ての通り、掃除してるのよ。
掃除？なもんいつもヘルパー任せじゃねえか。
いいの、今日はそういう気分だから。ほら、もうそこ邪魔。用がないなら他のところに行って。
おお。
Tiger left the room with a bewildered look, turned back and proceeded to cleaning the living room. Hope Shion really comes home. Should make tea for us. Ah, maybe I should make some sweets to go with it too. I could do cookies. After deciding, I realized I needed every second I had.
急がなくっちゃ。
I cleaned, baked, and then cleaned some more. It was noon before I knew it. Be back any minute now. Uh-oh. The sun began to set. Oh no. Oh no. Not back yet. It was long past the time he'd said. Tried sending him a message on Wiz, but he didn't even read it. I dawdled on the entryway, pondering different possibilities. I wonder what happened. Was something urgent at work, or but if that were the case, he would have at least gotten in touch.
おかえりなさ。
Ah,
ただいま。
wrong guy.
ってあれ？ひばりさん？何ですか変な顔しちゃって。
別に何でも。おかえりなさい。
Hi there on the YouTube chat. How did it have to be night? Why did it have to be night? I knew it was rude, but I couldn't help but be disappointed that he wasn't who I was waiting for.
シオンさん見なかった？今日帰ってくる予定なんだけど。
そうなんですか？特に見かけませんでしたね。
そう。
何時に帰るって言ってたんですか？
お昼。
お昼。
ええ。
そうなんですか。あれ？
Very late.
シオンさんちょっと遅いですね。大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫よ。気にしないで。
Although he was worried about me, Nayata went into the living room. He still looked uneasy, though.
大丈夫よ。もちろん。
Oh, it's nighttime. After that, I waited by the door for the rest of the day. However, nighttime fell and Shion still wasn't back yet. Everyone saw me in passing and suggested I eat dinner. I took a bath and got ready for bed in a big hurry, but time just ticked by with no word from him. It's past midnight now. I've got school in the morning, so I need to get to bed. But if I wait a little longer, Shion might come back.
ひばりさん、まだ起きていたのか。
一夜さん、どうしたの？もう寝てたんじゃ。
ちょっとね。それより君ももう寝た方がいいんじゃないかな。さすがにこの時間に帰ってくるとは思えないし。
わかってる。でも、もう少しだけ。
I turned away from Ichiya, not wanting to hear him say anything else. Eventually, Ichiya gave up and left the living room. Sorry, but I really want to wait for him. I had passed the point of no return. It was like the option to sleep didn't even exist. Totally going to stay awake until I see him. And once that happens, I'll give him a piece of my mind too. Text message sound chimed, breaking the silence. Oh. I immediately took out my phone and looked at the screen. And? That is a very late message. Next day. Morning game, but I hadn't slept well due to the disappointment of everything. Got to get to school. Uh-oh. I got ready and managed to drag myself to the door, but then...
ただいま。
Was I supposed to be angry or sad? I don't know. Can be both. Person I'd waited for so long yesterday stood right there in front of
ごめん
me.
ね。帰りが遅れて。
遅れたって。
僕も残念だったけど。でも、どうしても抜けられない急な仕事が入っちゃって。
That explanation completely killed any enthusiasm I might have had. While I stood there at a loss, Shion quietly walked up
い
to
っ
me.
そ仕事なんか放り出して、君に会いに行っちゃおう。多分、そんなことをしても、君は喜ばないだろうなと思ったから、諦めたんだ。
Oh boy. Why do I feel like is our girl gonna be snapping soon? He said something. Bricks.
いくら好きな女の子との約束のためでも、仕事を放り出して逃げるような男は、きっと君にふさ
Oh,
わし
you're
くない。
petty. You are petty. Just mad. I was taken aback by those words and their accompanying wry smile.
本当に私のことが好きなら、結婚したいと思ってるなら、今のシオンさんじゃ、道場の家にはふさわしくない。
君の隣にいても恥ずかしくない僕でいるために仕事を選んだ。
Shion gave me a soft smile, and I caught a glimmer of pride in his eyes. But his words really hurt me, piling up like a bunch of small indirect attacks.
しっかり覚えとけよ。テストに出るぜ。
Well, we're going the romance route, so I think I know what to answer him. Yep.
ごめんなさい。
どうして謝るの？
それは
Just rejected outright. what I said in the heat of the moment has gotten out of control. That wasn't what I wanted to say back then.
私あなたにひどいこと。
ひどくないよ。君は正しいことを言っただけだよ。だから謝ることなんてない。
Shion smiled at me ever so slightly when he said
前
that.
にも言ったけど、あの時ひばりちゃんに言われたこと。
でも
だって実際事実だからね。だからこそ君を失望させないように努力。
シオンさん。
His words flowed smoothly as he smiled, but for some reason, part of me couldn't take him at face value.
今はまだ途中だけど、結構やりがいは感じてるんだよ。多分これからはもっと忙しくなる。君が望む以上の結果を出せそうなんだ。僕、この家を出ようと思う。
Oh dear lord. I couldn't believe my ears. Shion kept smiling and continued to explain as if this were all normal.
実はね、昨日帰れなかったのは、海外で大きな仕事が入ることになって、その打ち合わせをしていたからなんだ。この仕事が決まったら、きっとしばらく向こうで暮らすことになると思う。
It felt like he was choosing his words carefully, but I couldn't make sense of it. What in the world was he
思っ
saying?
た以上に顔が売れちゃったせいで、ちょっと動きにくくなってきたしね。この家にもファンの子が来てるんでしょ。マスコミの目も気になるし、ちょっとの間日本を離れた方が迷惑もかけずに済むかなって。
Something tells me he's making it up to mess with her more. He could be, like this petty bitch. My hands went cold and began shaking. I forced myself to speak, even though my mouth
待
trembled.
って、迷惑なんて誰も思ってない。シオンさんがここに帰ってくることが迷惑であるはずがない。
うん。君はきっとそう言ってくれると思ってた。
そんな。
大丈夫、心配しないで。別に二度と戻らないわけじゃないし、これは君に選ばれるための地位固め。だからこそ手を抜くわけにはいかないし。
I couldn't say anything back to him, as he smiled at me with such tenderness. No, it was more like I didn't know how to even begin talking to him.
だから応援して、見守ってて。僕が君にふさわしい男になっていくところを。
ふさわしい。
うん。君が欲しがってた社会的ステータス、ちゃんと手に入れてくるから。
シオンさん、私は。
ごめん、もうそろそろ出なきゃ。少しでも君と話せてよかった。またしばらく会えなくなると思うけど、君が寂しくならないように、ハグよりもっといいもの。
Then Shion reached out and pulled me close to him. Whoa! A certain Mr. Spirituoso, hi there. Come to the stream. Gently placed his lips on my cheek. Couldn't move at all, but could feel it. Could feel Shion's kindness and love radiating through his soft, tender kiss.
だから、いい子で待ってて。
The words he whispered in my ear made me tremble. I knew we were going to be apart, but couldn't just say something like that now, even if he had just given me a kiss on the cheek. Shion gently released me as soon as I thought that.
バイバイ、ひばりちゃん。またね。
シ
Shion walked outside as if he had no regrets at all. Was I the only one who was in shock? It looked like the only one hurt was me.
バイバイ。なんでそんなこと言わ。
I fought back an overwhelming urge to cry and fell to the ground. It won't replace this lonely feeling. I really want this. Thought of my own selfishness made me sick to my stomach.
私最低。
There were no other words to describe myself. Yeah, he messed her up real good. Like, what the fuck, bro? Cruel to be kind. Hoping to catch me, Shion decided to act mean deliberately. Now his plan reached its final stages. Jesus, okay. I did. A buddy. As I left her behind, I looked back at the closed door. Although I knew it was cruel, I won't turn back. Sigh.
お話は済みましたか？
あれ執事君。
How long had he been standing there? Really didn't want to see him right now. But I wasn't so immature that I'd let it blatantly show on my
何
face.
か用？僕もう時間がなくて。あれ僕のタクシー。
Taxi I'd had waiting for me had mysteriously disappeared. Jeeves saw my confusion and pointed to the garage without altering his expression.
本日からお仕事の足はこちらでご用意いたします。準備は整っておりますので。
えどうして？
あなたがまだ花婿候補である以上、生活全般は東条の受け持ちですから。
ならありがたく使わせてもらうね。タクシーは苦手だし。
はい。では、あとは運転手にご指示を。
了解。
I waved to Jeeves and made my way to the car he'd indicated.
首輪のつもりかな。僕はナユタじゃないんだけど。
I suppose the reason he went out of his way to supply me with a car was to monitor me. But it was no skin off my back if he spied on me.
彼は好きじゃないな。
I sighed and leaned deeper into my seat. I was able to see Hibari, but it wasn't pleasant. I feel like I've been doused in cold water. Took my phone out of my pocket and opened the Wiz app. I was sure it took a lot for her to write Sue. He probably couldn't imagine my reaction when I saw her message. We're about to be driven to the middle of the forest where all the crap is doing. He might as well be. Knowing how the butler really cares about our MC, yeah, he could. I couldn't hide the smile on my face. This was exactly what I had been waiting for.
僕、この家を出ようと思う。
Brother, you're mean. As soon as I said that, Hibari looked at me like didn't comprehend what I was telling her. However, as I continued to explain, her expression became more and more strained. Her eyes and lips quivered like she was going to cry at any second. I wonder if she'd hate me if I told her that she never looked more beautiful than in this moment. You are sadistic. And it's so true because she could only have that expression if she really needed me.
迷惑なんて。
Hey Kasuga, what happened to Shion? Huh? Who was that? No such person exists.
ことが迷惑であるはずがない。
Her eyes desperately pleaded with me, and though I understand their meaning, I pretend not to notice. And that's why I said the worst thing I could. You
だから応援して、
mean.
見守ってて。僕が君にふさわしい男になっていくところを。
ふさわしい。
君が欲しがってた社会。
That wasn't what Hibari actually wanted, though. I knew that, but I had to put her through hell right now. You fucking sadist, okay? Her dignity and reputation restricts her thoughts. Her weakness is that she can't openly desire anything. I wanted her to realize that all that nonsense wasn't going to be of any help to her at all.
好きだよ。だから、いい子で待ってて。
She was shocked, and the kiss I gave her had nothing to do with kindness. I was giving her a nudge in the right direction. It was a cruel way of being kind, but it would get her to realize what she really wanted.
僕だって、あんなキスじゃ足りないよ。
Giving her only a childish kiss on the cheek. When she looked so beautiful, I should win an award for my self-control. You're mean. Oh. My phone started to ring. I looked down and smiled wryly at the name that popped up.
ゆりか、心配性の君に朗報だよ。僕はもう現場に向かう車の中だ。ああ、そう。さすがだね。ならこっちが終わり次第直行するよ。僕が本気のわがままを言える相手は少ないよ。たまには甘えさせてほしいな。そこは大丈夫。必ずうまくやるよ。それじゃ、またね。
Plans were going swimmingly. However, it wasn't without any risks on my part. That was precisely why I made sure to use what I could, when I
したた
could.
かさなら、僕だって負けてないからね。
Thinking about the grueling schedule ahead, I slowly closed my eyes to get some rest.
どうしよう。偉い人からの呼び出しはいいけど、なんで僕だけなの？マネージャーさんしっかりしてよ。でもこの呼び出しの結果で新しい仕事もらえちゃうかもだし、こうなったらルーの可愛さ全開で目いっぱいコビコビしちゃおう。はじめまして、ルーです。今日は僕…
あ、そういうのいいから。
どうしてシオンさんがこんなとこに？
だって呼び出したの僕だしね。君の連絡先知らなかったから、ちょっと偉い人のつてをか。そんなに硬くならないで。人目を気にしなくていいように。
He's totally wary. That's what's still childish about him. You are mean. Man's mean. Unable to conceal his bewilderment, Ruth's gaze started around aimlessly. This kid had some serious guts, but it didn't seem like he could hide his emotions very well in front of
シオン
Amethyst.
さんが僕に会いたがるなんて嬉しいけど、絶対僕が期待するようなお話じゃないよね。
どうかな。ある意味では君にとっても悪く。
それってお仕事の話？
I nodded my head, thinking that he'd guess well. He looked like he wanted to jump at chance, but then he frowned as if
どう
uncomfortable.
かした？何か気になることでもあるのか。
Rue looked pensive, like he was turning something heavy over in his mind.
この前ひばりお姉様たちとお話ししたんだ。お姉様はシオンさんの今後の仕事はシオンさん次第だって言ってたけど、僕シオンさんがモデル復帰したのすごく嬉しかったよ。あの CM を見た時は超感激した。最近見た雑誌のシオンさんはなんだかちょっと違って本気に見えなくて。
Ah, what do you know? This kid's pretty observant. In fact, I was forced into that job by a sponsor, and I was totally half-hearted about it. Of course, that didn't mean I flagrantly cut corners, but I can't say it was my best work. After re-evaluating him, I wanted more insight into his true intentions. So I shot him a smile, deliberately provoking.
君の期待に応えられなかったのは申し訳ないけど、 あれも紛れもなく僕だよ。
僕小さくても自分のことはプロだって思ってる。シオンさんと一緒のお仕事なんていつもの僕な。
うん。
でも本気じゃないならやだ。いくらシオンさんがアメシストでも僕よりずっと実力のある人でもルーはそんなに安くないから。
He looks straight at me intently, his assertion unquestionable. It was the best I had ever seen him look. I see. It is no angel after all. I think I understand why Leckler rejected him.
何?
I'm certain it took all the courage she could muster to ask that. I could see a bit of trepidation in Rue's eyes, but also a flash of determination that said he wouldn't back down from a challenge. Okay, I made up my mind. Going to be friends with this kid. Okay then. Would have been a shame to simply use him. That's how much I was starting to like. That's how much I was starting to like him. Okay?
別にバカにしたわけじゃないよ。どっちかというと嬉しかったのか。少し僕の話を聞いてくれる？
I smiled at how confused he was and began to explain.
とてもわがままなんだ。たとえどんなに報酬が良くても好きなもののためにしか動けない。
好きなもの？それってつまりお姉様のこと？
今はね。昔はルクレールのことも大好きだったよ。彼の作品世界も自分が認め好きになったもののためにはいくらでも力を貸す気になれる。適当に遊んであげるのがせいぜいだ。僕はそういう意味では決してプロにはなれない人間なんだと思う。
じゃあもしかしてアメシスト以降モデルをやらなくなったのは？
うん。モデルをやりたいと思う理由がどこにも見つからなかったから。
There were many people who had wanted me. I was sure I had the talent to do it if I wanted to. But if I had gone back to modeling with that mindset, I would have quickly grown to hate it and simply quit, no matter the glitz and glamour. I knew that about myself better than anyone
君も聞い
else.
たように、今回僕がモデルに復帰したのは、だから目的さえ果たしてしまえば、モデルなんていつ辞めてもかも。
そんな。
自分にとっての一番って、きっと誰に何を言われても、君にとってのそれは、ルクレールの天使になることでしょ？
そう言われると分かっちゃうから嫌だ。
ありがとう。そんな君を見込んで、お願いがあるんだけど。
Oh boy.
それがお仕事の話？
うん。話が早くて助かるよ。
僕に何をさせたいの？
Drew seemed intrigued, even though he was clearly wary of me. I grinned at him.
というわけ。
Oh, they don't even let us know what he was planning. Okay
簡
then.
単にできると思うんだけど。
確かにできないとは言わないよ。でもそれってまたあの怖い執事さんに睨まれるやつじゃない？ルーも圧力とかコリゴリなんだけど。
そこは大丈夫。僕に任せて。彼はなんだかんだでお嬢様には甘いからね。
でも。
もちろんタダでとは言わない。引き受けてくれるなら。
俺
Drew still seemed conflicted. Time to play my
ル
ace.
クレールへの紹介状を書いてあげる。それとどう？きっとこれは僕にしかあげられないものって。
やる！
Oh, okay.
本当にそれをくれるんだったら僕に断る理由なんかない。絶対やる。だからお願い、ルーが天使になるための方法を教えて。
His starry eyes were most definitely not what Lark was looking for in his angels, but I was sure that he had more talent, latent potential than even he was aware of.
成立だね。
By the way, do you play other games? Can't wait to watch next. I play a lot of games though, but there's I'll be playing Fields of Mystery on Thursday. The day after next. Yeah. The day after tomorrow will be Fields of Mystery, yeah. Then Digimon and Baldur's Gate 3 on Friday. So yeah, or stuff.
シオンさん
こちらこそよろしくね。
That was how I got my little accomplice. Having him around her will bring about a lot of interesting things. I hope that I, too, can be that important to her. Plans were steadily coming together, provoking a sense of elation in me I never felt before. Man. I'll to make my #1 mine. Okay then. Sadistic, okay then. Shion's second commercial airs. Rue, involved with the shooting, talks about what happened on set. Okay.
僕はずっとこぼれた愛のかけらを一つ。
He walked through a fantastical forest and picked up the red jewels shining brightly in the dense grass. He believed she must be surely just ahead. However, the trail of jewels eventually came to an end. He stared at the jewels in his hands that he'd collected and heaved a weary sigh. When could he finally reach her? What could he do to find her? As he stood, a small light appeared in front of him. The light transformed into an angel that looked much like him, floating and dancing in midair. The young man looked up at Angel listlessly. Angel then gestured with his wand to the man's hands, as if to say, "Show me the pieces you've collected." The young man cautiously offered up the jewels to the angel. The angel nodded and flicked his wand as if it were some kind of signal. Then, light surrounded the pieces of love as they morphed into a silver makeup compact. His eyes widened at the wonder of it all. As soon as he opened the compact, a stream of tiny dancing motes of light poured out. Surely the light would show him the way.
光が連れて行く君がいる場所奇跡のフェイスパウダー
Okay. As soon as the commercial finished, we all let out the collective breath we'd been holding. We camped out around the TV when we heard that the second commercial for the Christmas makeup collection was going to air
今回
today.
の CM はファンタジックというか可愛らしい雰囲気なんだね。
前の CM は割といつものシオン2が短美な雰囲気だったよな。またガラッとイメージ変えてきたな。
なんかいつもより幼く見えましたよね。俺の知ってるシオンさんじゃないみたい。
I'm sure everyone at school tomorrow will make a big fuss over this new commercial. Shion was establishing himself as a model at an alarmingly fast
シオン
rate.
さんって次いつ帰りますかね。この CM の話聞きたいな。
多分もうこの家には帰ってこないわ。
え？
本人がそう言ってたから。私部屋に戻って
ひばりさん。
もう帰ってこない。
Aiga knows. Yep.
しろっつったのに、あのド S が。
My same words. Same words, buddy. Next day, as expected, Shion's new commercial was the talk of the whole
シオン
school.
の新しい CM 見た？すっごい可愛かったよね。シオン様のイメージが変わりました。母性本能をくすぐられてしまって、あんな彼氏が欲しい。溺愛してくれそうだし、何しても許してくれそう。 わかりますわ。あの品のある佇まい、優しい瞳。知らないって恐ろしいことですわね。
These people who didn't know Shion personally were talking about him based off some superficial image of him in their heads. Their words raked over my skin, like making me feel extremely agitated. Oh boy.
ただい。
おかえりなさい。
Mahiru. Oh god.
来ちゃった。お邪魔してます。
ルー君？
おかえりなさい、ひばりさん。今夜はごちそうですよ。
ああ、じゃあさっさと着替えてこいよ。みんなお待ちかねだから。
I had no idea what was happening, but Drew gave me a sweet
待って
smile.
るね、お姉様。
Apparently everyone was having a good time before I came home, so we had a little party at dinner. Ichiya was especially full of enthusiasm. Perhaps it was because ever since Shion stopped coming home, we tended to be quiet when he ate. Ichiya was moved to tears by Ru's effusive praise of his cooking, while Ru enjoyed how Ichiya diligently waited on him hand and foot. I hadn't even properly complimented his cooking due to everything that had happened recently, so I felt a little guilty.
ルー君？もうこんな時間だけど。
大丈夫。後でマネージャーさんが迎えに来てくれることになってるの。
そう。
それに今日ここに来たのはお姉様にお話というか聞きたいことがあったからで。
聞きたいことって？
Ru looked a little uncomfortable, so I wondered if it was something difficult to talk about. He then pulled out a small fire from his bag and showed it to me. Showing face powder. It was a promotional flyer for the product from Shion's commercial the other day.
あ、それ俺も持ってますよ。近所のドラッグストアにあったの持ってきちゃいました。
お前またか。
だってサインもらわないと。
ミーハーもほどほどにしておけ。ルー君が引いてるじゃん。
なんなら僕のサインも書い。僕だってれっきとした出演者だもん。ほらこれ、この天使ルーなんだよ。
I had thought they'd fallen into bickering again, but this unexpected turn of events made me raise my voice unintentionally.
CM では後ろ姿しか映らなかったし、小さいサイズに CG で加工されてるから分かんなくても仕方ないけど。でもよーく見ると分かるよ。見て見て、この角度から見た感じとか。
He turned his back to us and we stared at him.
言われてみれば肩のあたりのシルエット。
マジかよ。俺全然わかん。
俺もですけど、この天使がルー君なんですよね。
はいはい、大サービスでなゆたお兄さんへって。
うわー、すごい。明日公園でおばあちゃんたちに自慢
This
し
guy.
よう。
微笑ましいね。
もう突っ込む気力もねえわ。
I turned away from everyone having fun and making a ruckus and looked at the flyer again. So, Ru was working with Shion, huh? I was happy his dreams were coming true, but on the other, I felt it was a little unfair that he kept it from me. Perhaps he could see it on my expression. Because Ru looked at me apologetically in an attempt to make me feel better.
内緒にしててごめんなさい。CM が放映されるまでは誰にも言っちゃいけない。
He was under NDA, I see.
別にいいのよ。私のことは気にしないで。それより私に話ってこのこと？でも聞きたいことって言ってた。
Ru showed some hesitation, but eventually seemed like he'd finally made up his mind.
シオンさんのあの CM って3部作構成で作られてるんだ。 シオンさんが生まれる前から結ばれていた運命の恋人を探してるって設定でね。出てくるコスメは彼女との思い出とか手がかりとかそういうものなんだよ。
Thinking back to how the commercials played out, I could certainly see that. And the viewer could think they were the love he was looking for. I'm sure many girls thought that when it aired, and I even heard things like that at school.
なるほど。最初がアイシャドウ、次がフェイスパウダー。となると最後はリップ。
一夜さんすごいね。正解、リップグロスだって。
I see.
化粧道具の話がスラスラ出てくるあたり引くよな。
一般常識の範囲だろ
次で終わりってことは、つまり最後は探してた恋人さんと。
Girl glanced over at me.
そうなんだけど、運命の恋人と再会するってことは当然相手役がいる。
そうね。
Girl looked like he was having a hard time getting the words out, which gave me a bad feeling. Oh, I know where this is going.
で、最後のコスメがリップグロスと
Yep.
なると。
待ってくれ。
She just seemed to have it already figured out. Rue nodded at
実
him.
はキスシーンがあるんだよね。だからシオンさんと相手の女優さんの。
おい待て、それマジなやつか？キスシーンとか。
間違いないよ。僕第3弾にも出るからスタッフさんに説明してもらったし、振りとか寸止めとかじゃなくてしっかりキスしてるとこ撮るからって。絵コンテも見たもん。本当だよ。
いいのかそれは。いや CM のコンセプトとして。
While everyone else panicked, I froze. Everything that Rue said, I refused to understand it.
本当はこれも言っちゃダメなやつなんだけど、キスシーンがあるってことお姉様は知ってるのかなって。
Everyone there turned their attention toward
ひばり
me.
お姉様はシオンさんがキスシーンすること OK したの？
オッケーも何も。今聞くまでそんなこと。
I was speaking the words, but they sounded like they were coming from someone else entirely. Oh, there's just
大丈夫。
leaving.
忘れないから。
I continued to speak, just letting the words come. First option sounds more logic. If I ask, what about Shion? There you go, romance app. Yep, there you go.
シオンさんはキスシーンがあるって聞いたとき、シオンさんはなんて？
それはそうなんだって。
は？二つ返事だったってのか？
うん、まるで何でもないことみたいだった。
Somehow I knew that would be the case. Not that I wasn't shocked, but I also thought it sounded very Shion-like.
そんなキスってキスですよ。
それはまあ仕事ならやるだろう。あいつならな。
Despite what he said, Taiga looked over at me a few times to see how I was doing.
決めたことなら私は何も言うつもりはないわ。お仕事なんだから。
ひばりさん。
At the most inopportune time, someone's phone rang, cutting through the silence.
マネージャーさんからだ。
迎えか？
うん。もう表まで迎えに来てるって。
私のことなら気にしないで。それより早く行かないと。
You guys sure sound like they need to hold hands. Bye.
シオンさんはお姉様とっても好きだよ。それは共演した僕が保証する。だから ちゃんと話し合ってほしいな。憧れのシオンさんとお姉様が喧嘩なんて僕も嫌だから。
Sometimes I don't know if this kid is being real based on how he acted before, but
それじゃお邪魔しました。
待って、外まで見送ろう。
どうすんだよお嬢、お願いされちまったぜ。
俺もやっぱりちゃんと
部屋に戻る。
I quickly exited the living room, unable to take it anymore. He told me to talk with Shion, but what am I supposed to do if I can't even see him in the first place? You could call him? Maybe? On the phone? I know it's not really talking, but I want this one first. 2 choices. It had been a few days since Rue told me about the next commercial. Rue told me to talk to Shion, but honestly, I didn't even want to think about him. However,
ねえ、ご存知？シオンってフランス系のハーフらしいわよ。
no one around me would let me do that. It was still a hot topic with the girls in class.
もそうだったわよね。やっぱりあの噂は？
You dare spread rumors about his past?
実は父の出版社で今度彼にインタビューするって見学してもいいって言われて。まあ本当に？その時はぜひ私もご一緒させてもらえません
Yes, if that would happen, you'll end up getting the cold shoulder like Arimura that one time.
あんな美しい方とお付き合いできたらあの瞳と声で毎日優しくされるなんて想像しただけでたまらないわ。
You're not the one she is going to be gracing. Oh, gee. Oh, okay, say it. Say it. KMC. A wave of self-loathing washed over me every time I remembered that fact. Because he told me he loved me, but I didn't return the sentiment. Which meant we were nothing. And yet, I'm jealous, like I'm his girlfriend or something. So wretched, I couldn't
そう
bear
い
it.
えばあの雑誌の新刊にシオンのグラビアがついてて。
I wanted to get out of here as soon as I could. That was all I could think as I waited for school to end. However, when day's long-awaited end came, I received an unexpected whisk message. Mura, okay. It's rare to get a text from her. What in the world could she want? Carefully read over the text, then... Oh, meet up with her.
はい、有村さん。紅茶とお菓子、ここに置いておくわね。うん、ありがとう。それより、ラビはどう？どこもおかしくなってない？大丈夫。でも、ちょいゴミデータ溜まってるから、それだけ削除しとく。
She wanted to do some maintenance on Rabbi. That's what she said in her abrupt list message. And that's why she had come to my room after so long.
はい、終了。
Oh gee, second wife.
急でごめんね。時期的に一回、ラビの様子見ときたくて。
I almost forgot about her. Damn.
別に用事もなかったから。
She began to put her tools away. She looked like she suddenly remembered something.
そういえばシオンさんの例の CM。いやー、あれはすごいわ。CM に出てる時のあの人、とんでもない菩薩系。全部許されるっていうか、何しても許してくれるんじゃないか、愛してくれるんじゃないかって。
Everyone had the same impression once they experienced Shion's on-screen presence. They all said, Amethyst forgives all. The nickname he earned as a child was still the foundation of his good reputation now.
私は本人のこと知ってるからすぐに冷静になるんだけどね。
どうして？
だって逆難の時のこと覚えてる？あの冷たい目。お前なんか相手にもしねえよって感じだった。ねえってば、聞こえてるよね。
なんで？
なんでって、お兄さん綺麗だし、私お兄さんに興味あるんだよね。
僕は君に興味ない。
Damn. Right. When they first met. Right.
要するにあの人、東條以外の女には指一本たりともくれる気はないんだよ。それってすごい優越感じゃない？あんな最高品質の恋人が 100% 自分専用な、ある意味女のロマンじゃないかな。
それは
バカな提案して悪かったなって私も反省してたんだけどさ。災い転じて福となすみたいな。あんたへの気持ちを示すためにシオンさんはモデルに復帰したわけだし。
I actually recoiled in surprise at how casually she said that.
何その反応？違うの？
そのシオンさんにはまだはっきりそう伝え。
ま、心の準備とかもあるか。けど他の3人には早めに伝えてあげなよ。だってもう望みゼロなのにあの3人をそのままにしとくのはさぞ。ああ、なんなら今から伝えてきたら？はあ、告白してくれてあんたの望みも叶えてくれなのに、なんでためらってんの？
シオンさんにはだからこのままモデルを続けてたらきっと成功して忙しくなってますます。
ま、そうだろうね。でもそれの何？
Knew what was wrong with it. What I was trying to say was nothing more than selfishness on my part. I wanted him to come back, maybe because I missed him. Even though it was my words that pushed him away, it was completely unreasonable of me. I fell silent and Arimura sighed at me with extreme
あん
exasperation.
たさ、教室で他の連中がシオンさんの話をしてるとき、自分がどんな顔してるか知ってる？あれは私の男。勝手なこと言わないでってめっちゃ怖い顔してるんだよ。
嘘！
マジ気の弱いやつなら視線で殺せそうなレベル。会えないのは嫌。人気が出て他人に見られるのも嫌。話題にされるのも気に食わない。あんたは自分が思っているより独占欲の強い寂しがり屋だった。いい加減認めた方が身のためだよ。
Her words cut me deep, but I couldn't argue with them. Maybe because I noticed it a bit myself. No matter how self-centered my feelings may be, they were how I really felt.
今あんたの前にあるのは簡単な二択問題。選択肢1、彼にはモデルを続けさせてその才能を広く世のために使ってもらう。選択肢2、本人の希望通りシオンさんを一生そばに置いて自分に縛り付けて。ただしこの場合仕事とは両立できない。シオンさんの立場は紐のまま。
2つに1つ。
どっちを選ぶかはあんた次第。ちゃんと好きな方にしなよ。
She's right. Ultimately, it'll play out in one of those two ways.
ありがとう有村さん。
それじゃまた学校で。
ええ、また明日。
いい？今あんたの前にあるのはどっちを選ぶかはあんた次第。
Even though I couldn't see Arimu's car anymore, I stood in front of the house, contemplating what she'd said. Thanks to her advice, the choice before me was now clear. All that's left was have to choose. That's all there was to it. My mind is so absorbed with Shion, I've not been acting like myself. Kasuga finally steps in and... oh boy. What is Kasuga about to do? I sighed over and over again, lost in thought as if in the daze. Lately I felt like this all the time. I couldn't wrap my head around the homework in front of me. All I could think about was Shion. It's so unlike me. Oh.
春日です。
起きてるわ。入っていいわよ。
失礼します。お茶をお持ちしました。随分と集中されていたようです。
ええ、まあ。
どこかわからないところでも。なんでしたら。
春日
I wondered why he stopped. Kasuga looked at the homework on my desk and froze. Serious expression on his face.
本当に集中されていたようです。開いている参考書も去年のものです。さらに上下も逆です。
I thought he must be hallucinating, but when I looked down, I saw the terrible truth, just as Kasuga had said. He's totally right. What is wrong with me?
ひばり様。
はい。
正直に申し上げますが、最近のひばり様の惨状は目に余ります。
そんな、ちょっとぼーっとしてただけです。
ちょっと朝は靴下が左右で違い、教科書も忘れる。夕食中はコップを倒し、白米に醤油をかける。そして夜はこの宿題。
Yep.
ごめんなさい。集中力を書いてるのは認める。
そんなに気になるのですか？眉住様のことが。私の立場上、大旦那様の選ばれた花婿候補を否定するようなことは、しかし、もう見ていられません。はっきり言わせてもらう。眉住様の存在は、ひばり様に悪影響しか及ぼします。
あ、春日
I raised my voice at him, surprised by his tone. However, he didn't back down at all and just stared directly at me.
東条家の跡継ぎに求められるものは大きい。そのためにあなたは様々なことを我慢し、厳しく己を律しながら生きてこられました。確かに楽な生き方ではありません。ですが、そういう生き方を選んだのは、だからこそ私は必要以上にあなたを甘やかしませんでしたし、時には厳しいことも言ってきました。すべて必要だと思ったからです。それはあなたも理解されて。
違わないわ。
ですが、眉住様はそんなあなたの心の隙間へ入り込み、甘やかされれば嬉しいでしょう。寄りかかるのは心地よいでしょう。しかし、彼の甘い言葉にほだされたあなたは、今どんな状態にあるのですか？やるべきこともまともにできず、完全にふぬけてしまっている。違いますか？
違うわ。
それでも、どうしても眉住様がいいというなら仕方ないでしょう。ですが、そのためにあなたが今のように、その時はお別れです。そのような生き方をするあなたに、きっと私の存在は不要でしょうから。
春日
In the past, sometimes Kasuga would go so far as to say he would quit when scolding me. But those were more like empty threats. They were like promises we both knew he wouldn't seriously keep. But this time was different. Kasuga was totally serious. He was really going to abandon me. An icy chill ran down my spine, and his voice sounded raspy as I said,
春日の言うことは。
いえ、私も出過ぎたことを言いました。しかし、 ご理解いただけてよかった。自分の将来にとって何が大切なのか、あなたはちゃんと理解されているはずです。ですから私はひばり様を信じていますよ。
After saying that, he left the room. I'm sure he does. I looked back at my desk and saw my old upside-down textbook. I still hadn't made any progress on my homework at all. This was a disaster. Couldn't help but laugh. But
ひばりちゃんが堅くななのも立場のせいって分かってるよ。僕も今までそういう人はよく見てきたから。でもね、そういう人たちは気を緩めるのも上手だったよ。僕が見る限りひばりちゃんはそういうのがあまり得意じゃないみたいだね。っていうより自分を許すのが下手なのかな。誰かに甘えたり頼ったりするのを悪いことだと思った。だからその分僕がひばりちゃんを甘やかしてあげたいんだ。ハグを30秒すると1日の3分の1もストレスが減少するんだって。あ、信じてない？最近では医療現場でも使われてるれっきとしたセラピー。コツはぎゅーっと強く抱きしめること。そうすると幸せホルモンが分泌されやすくなる。ひばりちゃんはストレスためがちでしょ。だからセラピーが必要だと思って。
Even still, despite what Kasuga thought, was what Shion said so wrong? Although I disagreed with him at the time, did I actually think? Wondered if it was a reaction to being shocked by Kasuga's stinging critique. But the pent-up feelings that I'd held for so long felt like they were on the verge of taking shape. What was the right thing for me? What was important to me? Needed just a little more time. Never did end up finishing my homework that day. Oh, we're almost at the end, yippee. Finally realizing my feelings for Shion, I informed the others of my choice. In response, Kasuga says, "Oh, okay."
選択肢1、彼にはモデルを続けさせてその才能を広く世のために使ってもらう。選択肢2、本人の希望通りシオンさんを一生そばに置いてただしこの場合仕事とは両立できない。シオンさんの立場は紐のまま。
自分の将来にとって何が大切なのか、あなたはちゃん。ですから私はひばり様を
I had thought about a lot of things since then. However, because of Noah and Kasuga, I already had a clear idea of what I needed to consider.
僕は君のことが好き。だから君に求められたいし、生涯を共にする者として僕は君のものになりたいんだ。
About my own love and what I truly felt.
大丈夫、心配しないで。別に二度と戻らないわけじゃないし、これは君に選ばれるための地位固め。だからこそ手を抜くわけにはいかない。
About my position and the future. I was sorting out my feelings from different angles. What do I want to do? What should I do?
ひばりちゃん。
Don't have to consider everything. I already know the answer. If that's true though, then I should have told Aimura when she reprimanded me. No, I should have recognized it before then. But I didn't do that because I was afraid to admit my feelings. I didn't have the courage to move forward. I've never really wanted anything in particular until now. Oh, maybe I did. But the truth of the matter is that I was scared to even want something. If I didn't act like the Tojo family heir, I would lose my sense of place. No one would ever need me again. That was why I lived my life as an ideal young lady, trying not to make any mistakes. Because if I reached outside the barricade for something I wanted, I'd get hurt. But there was no longer time to hesitate. I decided. First thing I had to do was...
ひばりさんが。
俺たちにかい？
ええ、そう。大事なことよ。
はい。
I kept everyone in the living room that night after dinner. I thought I should tell them all first since I'd caused them so much trouble.
シオンさんのことな。
I told the four of them what was going on. About how Shion confessed his feelings to me, and how I gave him the ultimatum about going back to modeling, and what he did from there. The guys listened to what I had to say in silence. However, they didn't look surprised. Instead, it was like they already knew. So they already sort of figured it out. I guess it was understandable, given my recent behavior. There was no doubt that I had made them worry about me because of it.
私やシオンさんのことでいろいろ迷惑かけてごめんなさい。
With that, I bowed my head. Arimura had said that it was rude of me to leave them hanging, when I didn't want to choose them. She was right, though. Now that I decided, I thought the first thing I ought to do was this.
これ以上は大丈夫。私は。
待った。
え？
すまないひばりさん。でも俺たちも男だからね。こういう時は潔
よ。
俺たち3人は花婿候補を。
少し前から話し合ってたことでな。俺ら3人の
そう、もうそんなところまで。
ま、一つ屋根の下に住んでんだしな。お嬢たちの気持ちに気づかねえほど俺らの目も節穴じゃねえよ。
本来なら君を奪い取ろうとするのが花婿候補。でも君たち2人が惹かれ合ってお互いをお互いの唯一にするのなら。
だって一番大事なのはひばりさんの幸せですからね。
みんなありがとう。私はシオンさんを選ぶわ。
ついに言った
な。また俺の負けか。悔しいがこればかりは仕方ないな。
乾杯でしたからね。
それがひばり様の答え。
春日。
私の言ったことは、
え、
その上で眉住様を選ぶ。
そうよ。
では大旦那様へは私が連絡しておきます。新しい執事が必要な件も。
He then moved to leave the room.
まだ話が。
ちょっと待ったってや。まあ待てよ春日。まだお嬢の話を。
The moment Kasuga stepped open the door, Taiga grabbed it and shut it again.
話なら終わりました。
そうか。俺にはお前が一方的に話を打ち切ったようにしか見えなかっ
た。あなたには関係のないことです。
違うだろう。お前とお嬢の問題だ。なら聞いてやれよ。
Taiga grinned at me and I realized he was helping me out. I guess a bro, yep. Now that I understood, I took a step toward Kasuga.
私はシオンさんを選んだ。
Taiga being base as always, yeah?
だからといってあなたがいらないとは言ってないわ。そう、私にはまだあなたが必要。道場の娘としての私を今日まで守り育ててくれた。
しかしあなたは眉住様を選んだ。
それが違うの、ガスが。確かに私は彼に甘やかされて、あなたの言う通り私は堕落したのかもしれない。これから先道場の後継ぎとして生きる以上、今よりそんな時にそばにいて その辛さを一瞬でも忘れさせてくれる人が私には必要なんだって。
それが眉住様だ。
そう、あなたと違う形で。ねえカスが、どうしてどちらか片方で厳しく私を奮い立たせてくれる春日も、一人の女の子としてこれからの私には。
それはいささか都合が良すぎると思います。
自分はひばり様の味方、どんなことがあってもそばに。あなたが言ったのよ。
タイムアップだな。お前の負けだ、カス。
どうしてあなたに勝敗を決められなければならん。
じゃあ別に自己判断でもいいぜ。つかもう分かってんだろ。
そこをどいてください。
嫌な子って、お前がちゃんとあいつ。
どうしてあげて。
あ、いいのかよ。
いいから。
Taiga released his grip on the door. Kasuga then turned toward me and bowed his head
失礼
slightly.
します。
He then left the living room.
あれでよかったのかい？
もしかしたら
大丈夫よ。私には分かってるから。
I was sure Kasuga would be back. Just as I needed him, I knew Kasuga needed me too. He wouldn't throw away all the years we had together over nothing. That much I knew. So I left him alone for now. Trusted him.
結局シオンのやつはどうする？
そうね。とりあえず何とかして本人とちゃんと話をしないことには。
よし、じゃあまずはシオンを君の前へ引っ張り。
よし、こうなったら俺たち二人が収まるとこに収まるまでとことん付き合いますよ。
Honestly, when we all first met, I never dreamed that I would form such a strong bond with them. But I could say so now. Each one of them was unemployed and a complete freeloader.
ありがとう。
But they were wonderful, outstanding people. So useless though, damn, okay. Oh. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ending time, I think. I was going to tell Shion how I felt. It had been 1 week since I'd made up my mind. But I still hadn't gotten the chance to talk to Shion. That was because he kept refusing to see me. Why won't he just meet with me? Even when I say we need to talk, he just says he's too busy and turns me down. So then I asked him to call me, but he still refuses. He had left me no choice. I had to go directly to him. With that in mind, I tried getting in contact with him every way I could, but...
シオンの居場所？ああ、ごめんね。所属タレントのことは外部に漏らせない決まりになって。東条のご令状？いえ、それが。
シオンのことですか？はい、確かに父のコネでインタビューを見学させてもらい
Before
ま
it
した。
ends up being a twist that I was supposed to be the actor Shion was going to miss. I mean, he's been planning things, so I don't, it's really possible that that's his plan. He's just waiting for it. Yeah, this man is sadistic, petty. Roleplays for DJ, so is this possible? Yeah, I see that happening. Every possible lead got me absolutely nowhere. Normally, this is when Kasuga would help me out, but I hadn't heard from him since he went to Kamakura. I figured he was giving me the silent treatment. But then, when I seemed completely up creek without a paddle, Rue contacted me.
もしもし？もしもしお姉様？あれからシオンさんとは話せ。
い いえ、まだ。
やっぱりシオンさん最近様子がおかしいから。
どういうこと？
お姉様、これは実は今日 CM 第3弾のま
さか例の。
撮影場所はミッドタウンのツリー前。今日の。
そんなこと。
だってこのまま放ってなんておけないよ。お姉様が許してないのに女優さんとキスしちゃう。撮影前少しだけ時間があるからシオンさんとちゃんと話しなよ。
Good things as they were, I had no choice but to go directly to the filming location. However,
ジアさん、まだ進まないの？
それが
Oh, he's a-
動く気配も。
Oh, he's the driver.
高速で事故があったらしい。
he's the driver, okay.
ああ、じゃあ迂回路はどうせデートで通り慣れた道だろう。裏道の1本や2本知らねえ。
いや、ダメだ。この道以外だと線路の。
He's a driver since Kasuga did leave.
ああ、もうどうしてこんな時に限って渋滞なんて。
Gotta be dramatic like that, I guess. Took off as soon as I'd heard from Rue, so we should have had plenty of time to get there, but there was nothing we could do about getting stuck in traffic like this. About 30 minutes before they start filming. Even if we keep driving, there's no guarantee we'll make it there in time. Got it.
ドアを開けて。
How nice of the family to take their dog on the trip too.
ここから走るわ。
Okay.
マジかよ、お嬢。こっからだとまだなん。
それでも行くの。
わかりました。俺も行きます。散歩がてらこの辺よく走ってたん
I
で。
mean, I'm pretty sure Nayata can just carry you.
俺がおぶってても現場に。
なら先導お願い。ナイタ。
ああ、くそ。しょうがねえな。
タイガ、ナユタ、ひばりさんを頼んだぞ。
Okay. Oh, wait, I guess we're on the walk with the dog? Well, run. Not walk, but yeah. No matter how many people stare at me, no matter how worn out my heels got, you don't know what I will do when I get there. It's not like I can just tell him to stop filming. If all this is just selfishness, then... But I hate the idea of Shion kissing someone else. I hate the idea of that scene airing all over the country. I really hate the idea of Shion leaving me. I don't care if this all amounts to nothing. If I don't tell him now how I feel, then it's all been pointless.
リハーサルお疲れ様。本番も今みたいな感じ。
ええ、もちろん。それにしても人が随分集まっていますね。
ああ、さすがに現場が現場だからね。こんなところで撮影して、特に今話題の
お、
ルー君。
いえ、ちょっとシオンさんに話したい。
何？本番前だよ。
いや、本当にいいのか。
何？今さら変えよ。
でも、
すみません。そろそろメイク入ってもいいですか？まずはルー君。
ほら、呼んでるよ。
うん。
Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about. All good. Okay. Okay. Where are they?
やっと着いたか。時間は
ジャスト撮影5分前です。あ、自己記録更新。
いや、なんだよ。
シオンさん。
I didn't even have time to catch my breath. I kept pushing further into the crowd, even as I could feel my legs seizing up. Okay, Rue said that they were shooting in front of the Christmas tree. I have to hurry. I have to find Shion. Okay. Oh. However, the crowd seemed like an endless ocean of people. Everyone was crammed together with no room to squeeze by. What's going on? Why are there so many people?
これじゃあ撮影現。
シオンがいるっていうから駆けつけたのに。
Now I get it. Seems like a bunch of Shion's fans are here. Now I'll just have to force my way through. As soon as I made up my mind, I used my body to barge into the masses of people.
すみません。
はあなん
抜け駆けしようったってそうはいかないんだからね。え？いえ、じゃあどういうことなのよ。自分だけシオンのそばに行こうだなんて。
It all clicked when she said that. Apparently, I had been mistaken for one of Shion's fans.
違います。帰りなさいよ。あんたなんかに譲ってやる。
Oh, dear lord.
申し訳ありません、お嬢様方。ちょっと
はああんたも割り込むつもり？
いえいえ、私らは。
は？
ほら、この子、見たことありません？今絶賛売り出し中なんだ。
言われてみた。
あれじゃない？確か。
社長宣伝してる場合じゃない。
おっと、そうだった。そういうわけですみません。道を開けていただけません。
That's so good. That's so witty.
すみません。
Figured the boys were playing the roles of an entertainment company manager and his assistant. The woman let us through, albeit reluctantly. I couldn't believe the boys pulled that improvisation off.
さあ早く行きましょう。監督に
God
怒られ
damn.
ちゃいますよ。
そうね。
The boys stepped forward and led the way. Looking at them and seeing how dependable they were made me realize so many people had helped me get to this moment. Damn night, I got smart for a second there. Yeah. And so, with their support, I made my way through the crowd. Finally, I made it to where they were shooting.
はい
When I arrived, I saw Shion walking out after being summoned by someone who looked like the director. Fortunately, they hadn't started
それ
filming
じ
yet.
ゃあツリーの前に立っ
Oh, here we go.
ひばりちゃん
突然ごめんなさい。私
Felt everyone's eyes focus on me. Not just the film crews, but everyone's. I slowly walked up to him. Maybe it was because I was so elated to see him, but I didn't care about how many random people were staring. All I could think about was Shion. I just kind of showed up. Maybe that was a mistake. Doing this might make him fall out of love with me. Then I thought that I couldn't even open my mouth to speak properly. But
よくわからないけどよかった来てくれるんじゃないかと思ってたよ
Ian smiled softly. It wasn't a smile meant for an audience or the camera. It was the normal gentle smile he always gave. Yeah, this is my Shion. Shion that I know. That realization made me want to cry in spite of myself. Simultaneously, all the feelings I had for him that had been building inside me came rushing out. I couldn't find the words after that. Perhaps this was my punishment for staying silent for so long. I had so many things I wanted to tell him that I didn't know where to begin. What do? I can't keep him waiting. And then walked over to me, completely relaxed, and said,
大丈夫君に少しだけ素直になれる魔法をかけ
After he said that, Shion took out something that looked like a small bottle from his coat pocket. I thought it might be lip gloss. He opened the bottle and put a little of the product on his finger. Then, yep, this is all part of his plan, wasn't it? He gently applied it to my lips. For a moment, I didn't understand what had happened, and I couldn't help but look confused. Seeing Shion smiling in front of me made me feel so much better for some reason. It was as if he had actually used magic on me. Like I can say it properly now. Yep. This fucking man. Oh, here we go.
今しかない。分かってるけど。
大丈夫、僕は絶対君の隣に
何よ、見ないでよ。
えいえい
寝てよ。
えいえい
難しい。
君の気持ち聞かせて。
Okay. Shion stood before me, a gentle smile playing on his face as he waited for me to speak. I looked directly into his eyes and so he started to speak.
私はあなたの。
Telling him I love him isn't enough. All I wanted to convey was a desire that I had kept bottled up in my heart for a long time. No use fighting it, and though it was an extremely selfish feeling. It was something that a regular person would never be able to accept. But if I put it out there, I'm sure Shion will accept it. He will. Yes, it's what he wants. But the moment I was sure of this,
あなたのことが好き。
ひばりちゃん、
好きなものちゃんと言ったわ。本当に欲しいもの、ステータスなんていらない。ただ私のそばにいてくれればいい。私が欲しいのは。
took a breath and said the next part frankly with a heavy dose of
私の
determination.
ものになりなさい。眉泉シオン。
My voice reverberated throughout the area, and then was replaced by a defeating silence. Felt like the whole world had gone silent.
"わかった。君だけのものになる。
He then immediately enveloped me in a
やっ
hug.
と見つけた。僕だけの恋人。
Shion whispered this to me lovingly as he squeezed me tighter. I missed his warm embrace. It filled me with such happiness. I clung to Shion like a child as if I didn't want him to let go. I was finally honest with him. I got what I really wanted. But just then,
おめでとう。
it was all part of his plan. This fucker. Ah. It was all part of his plan. And scene. The familiar voice and the sound of applause brought my thoughts to a
お
screeching
めでとう
halt.
君が幸せになれて本当に良かった。
やりましたね、ひばりさん。
これでめでたしめでたしだな。
なになに、すっごいいい感じじゃ。
よくわかんないけど、おめでとう。
It wasn't just people I knew. To my surprise, everyone in the crowd was congratulating us. It snapped me back to reality immediately. This fucker.
ああ、久しぶりのひばりちゃんだ。
待って、シオンさん、話して。撮影が、周りの人たちが。
As I began to freak out, Shion chuckled and whispered to me.
だって、これはね。
My eyes went wide when he said that. December 25th. Ooh, which meant we were having a party at our house, complete with festive decorations. And this time it wasn't only the former students. Tsumugi, Ru, Arimura, all the friends who had helped me on this journey came.
パーティーの手配、ありがとう。さすがはカスがね。
当然です。
Why is he pouting? I can't go with Casca. He's still like a little uncomfortable. He's still got his guard up, alright.
さあみんな食べてくれ。今日のケーキはビターに仕上げた。
Casca's so mad af.
題して涙のメリークリスマス。失恋の苦味を添えて。
Buddy. Buddy. Please.
なんだその食ったら呪われそうなケーキ。
一夜さんも懲りないよね。こんな殿方たちがひばり様をめぐって争っていたなんて。ゲームルー、アイドル育成ゲームがいい。
That's Maggie. That's why she's the wife. Okay. Like everyone's enjoying themselves. Couldn't help but roll my eyes a little at their merriment, and a sigh escaped my lips.
どうかしたひばりちゃん。
いえ、別に。
主役なんだから楽しまないと損だよ。ほら、みんなと一緒に話そう。ケーキも美味しそうだよ。
And whose fault is it that I'm not having a good time? I had no choice but to join the conversation while eyeing Shion, who seemed strangely happy. Okay. And then once we were about done eating,
皆様、そろそろメインイベントのお時間です。
やっとですのね。わーい。ルー、特等席で見る。ああ、噂のあれね。
oh, the commercial that was filmed. Everyone ended their separate conversation, quickly gathered in front of the TV.
ひばりちゃん、僕たち。
私は少し用事を思い出したから。
What fair?
主役のくせに何言ってんだ。おとなしく座っとけ。
ひばりさん、ここまで来たらもう諦めるしか。
さあ、ひばりちゃん。
They had me completely cornered. No matter how much I struggled, it didn't seem like they were going to let me get out of it. It was my only hope, but he seems to be enjoying this. There's something about him I really have to work on. I had no other choice but to join them.
はいはい、皆さん注目。お待ちかねの CM ですよ。
Looking like he couldn't wait any longer, I had to forcefully hit the button on the remote control. The moment he did, I saw a familiar scene on the TV. It was in front of the Christmas tree in Midtown. Shion looked up at the tree, which was illuminated with beautiful lights. Vibrant colors danced on his lovely face. For long, you could hear the sound of hurried footsteps coming from somewhere far away. Shion looked up. He smiled at the young lady as she ran toward him. Well, meet her. Cast the light red magic spell on her lips, and then
やっと見つけた。僕だけの恋人。
as the two lovers managed to meet and embrace each other tightly under the glowing Christmas
恋
tree.
に潤い、聖なる夜に誓うキス、天使のリップライナー。
After the commercial ended, I stared at the ground, unable to look up. Everything but my face was in the commercial, thanks to some outstanding editing. The commercial only showed my body and the back of my head. By the train, I would be able to tell it was...
ひばりちゃん、可愛かったよ。
All I could do was bury my face in the cushions and scream out my frustrations. Everyone else began spouting their thoughts, which felt more like homing missiles than welcome opinions.
いや、本物の天使だと思ったよ。押村くはあのシオンの役が。
プロの編集ってすげえな。あのめちゃくちゃな現場がまるでシナリオ通りに見えるぜ。
どうせなら道場もがっつり顔出しで映っちゃえばよかったのに。 今ルーがちょっと映ったの分かった？ひばり様の CM デビュー尊すぎますわ。
いい CM でしたね。ひばりさん、このチラシにサイン。
うるさいうるさいうるさい、私はこんなの認めないんだから。
ひばりちゃん、もう放送され。
だって私聞いてなかったのよ。あのシーンが CM で使われるなんて。肖像権とか私の意思はどうなってるの？
That's right, I was set up. Rue told me that Shion was going to film a kissing scene with another actress, but in reality, it seemed that actress directs existed in the first place. I was playing the lover from the beginning. Of course, Shion came up with this plan, and the director enthusiastically welcomed the idea of a realistic reaction from a regular person. Okay, yeah, everyone was on it. Everyone was on it. Everyone knew the plan. In other words, Rue, who seemed to go out of his way to tell me about the kissing scene, was in on it.
またルークに騙されるなんて。ごめんねお姉様。ルクレールに紹介してくれるって言うからつい。
You just hit. You just hit.
あの作戦はルーの演技力にかかってたからね。ご苦労様。
はーい、約束は守ってね。
もう
ひばりちゃん、そんなに怒らないで。
そんなこと言われたって。
僕は嬉しかったよ。君が本当に来てくれるかどうかはあの時言ってくれた言葉。僕。
He's really saying this here right now?
つかお嬢、もう素直になるんじゃなかったのかよ。
そうそう、やっぱ自分の気持ちに正直になっ。
まあまあ、あれはひばり様流のツンデレ術です。
あ、ちょっとひばり。
Unable to bear the mortification, I went into the courtyard to cool off, even though it was middle of winter. I believe everyone in the country is watching what I did in the heat of the moment. They're like hanging out. I have no regrets about what I said or did, but this is a totally different thing, right?
ひばりちゃん。
何？これ以上からかわれたら私きっと周知で爆発するわ。
大丈夫だよ。ちょっと忘れ物が。
忘れ物
Jen just smiled happily, deliberately ignoring my question. The smile made me wary, like I had an ace up his sleeve. I was then reminded of everything that led up to this point.
結局何から何まであなたの手のひらで転がされた気がする。
否定はしないよ。僕の好きな子はそうでもしないと素直に好きだって言ってくれそうになかったからね。まだ怒ってる？僕のこと。
そういうとこほんとずるい。
He knew that wasn't possible.
ごめんね。
Shion gave me a small smile and sighed with resignation.
いろいろ混乱させられたけど。
それは本当。
じゃあ
大丈夫。オファーはもうとっくに断っておいたよ。ユリカには。
ユリカって。
あれ言ってなかったっけ？眉住ユリカ。
Oh!
所属事務所の社長で僕のお母さんでもある。
Well, you didn't really tell her, yeah.
ユリカには最初から事情を話して協力してもらってたんだ。今度君のこと紹介しろって言ってた。
お母さんに？それはこちらこそ。じゃなくて大きな仕事だって言ってたのに簡単に断ってよかったの？
大丈夫。オファーしてくれたのは僕の友達だから。
That's right. This is who Shion is. I'm sure Shion had friends all over the world sending him outrageous gifts and kidnapping him whenever they got the chance to try to get him back.
縁を 今までの今のあなたが誰のものかって。
For a moment, his eyes widened in amazement at my angry and impulsive statement.
ちゃんと言っておくね。
He smiled
嬉
broadly.
しいな。ひばりちゃんが焼き餅焼いてくれるなんて。
This fucking man, bro. Couldn't believe how he could just say that so directly. Could have died from embarrassment. Felt so uncomfortable that I turned away from him.
こっち向いて。
いや。
ひばりちゃん。僕はもう君のものなんだから、僕もそうするから。
Out the corner of my eye, I saw him reach out his arm, then quickly wrap it around me. Ah. Could feel the light caress of his breathing.
カメラの前でちゃんとキスする予定だったんだよ。でも監督に頼んでなしにしたんだ。
知らない。
キスした時の恥ずかしがる君の顔、一番綺麗で一番可愛い君の顔は。
What game is that? Variable Barricade? The otome game?
だからもっとよく見せて。これが僕。
My eyes closed automatically and accepted his kiss. First kiss. Softness and warmth of his lips felt familiar, as if I'd known them all along. That's what I wanted. It was nothing like a kiss on the cheek. It was as if all my desires were satisfied. I knew that I would never forget this feeling.
好きだよ。ひばりちゃん、これからはずっと。
私も。
Our lips met once more, sealing our promises of love. I had finally found the love that I was looking for. Oh, there's the ending. Okay, I'm gonna have to skip the that part. You got a wish message. Okay. Look at that later. It was an ordinary Sunday. As usual, we were sitting on the couch watching TV and relaxing.
あまり面白い番組はやっていない。
じゃあ一緒に雑誌でも見る？ひばりちゃんの好きそうな服たくさん載ってるよ。ほら、これとか可愛くない？
あ、ほんと。かわいい。
From potential groom to future groom. There was no way I could get married right away, even after I chose Shion. For all, I was still a student. So for now, we were engaged. Of course, now that we are a couple, we were much closer than before. I used to hide what I liked from Shion, but now I was more open with him.
私に似合うかしら。ちょっと着そうな気もするけど。
僕はそんなことないと思うけど。気になるなら試着しに行ってみる？このブランド、近くのお店にも入ってたよ。
え、いいの？
もちろん。いつでもお付き合いするよ。今の僕は身も心も君専用。
Okay then.
それはそうなの。
Shion had already quit being a model. As soon as he finished the cosmetic commercials, he completely stopped all other work. Needless to say, he did that for me.
まだ慣れない？僕は君のわがままをもっと聞いてあげたいんだけど。
十分聞いてもらってるけど。
まだまだ全然足りない。せっかく僕がそばにいるのに もっと僕にしてほしいことはない？試着だけじゃなくて、どうせならデートしちゃおうよ。
シオンさん。
I really thought he was spoiling me enough. Then again, I was sure he'd be more pleased if I pleaded for things rather than remain reserved.
けど、本当に思いつかなくて。シオンさんとのデートならどこでも嬉しいから。
うん、もちろんだよ。
Shion's eyes sparkled with delight as he leaned in toward me. Just
ごめん
then,
なさい、私だわ。
I got a text, so I picked up my phone. Once I saw the name on the screen, I
シオ
shouted,
ンさん、ルー君からよ。
ルー、
How are you doing? Are you getting along with Shion? Me, I'm doing super great today. My clerk gave me all kinds of amazing compliments. I had several cheerful messages from him.
楽しそうにやってるみたい。フランスでもルー君は相変わらずね。
ルーならどこでも平気だよ。それより、
ねえ見てこの写真。ルクレールさんが撮ったもの。
Oh,
見ちゃっていいのかしら。
I don't think Shion is happy about that.
いいんじゃない？見せたくて送ってるんだろうし。
そうよね。でもすごい。ルクレールさんの新シリーズ小悪魔。本当にルー君にぴったり。
Shion introduced Rue to Leclerc as promised. Rue then became his star model. However, Rue didn't become an angel like he dreamed about. Instead, Leclerc chose him to be the model for a new series with the motif of little devils.
シオンさんが勧めてあげたのよね。
まあね。ルーはルクレールの天使になるには。
As Shion said, Leclerc's angels were largely left to the viewers' imaginations, and therefore the models should not assert themselves.
こっちの都合なんか関係なく主張して、見る者を誘惑しにかかる小悪魔。ルーの素質は断然こっちだからね。
Yep.
ルクレールも天使だけじゃなく、新しい世界観を作る時期だと思ったし。
本当、完成品を見るのがすっごく楽しみだわ。
ルクレールはこだわるから、完成するのはもっと先になるよ。
そうなの？
うん。だから今は。
あ、またメッセージが来たわ。
Their date is interrupted. Whoop.
もうダメ。それ禁止。
Unexpectedly, Shion reached his hand out from beside me and snatched my phone away. He stared directly at my surprised face in frustration.
今、デートの話をしてたよね。これからどこに行こうかって。
ああ、そういえば。
ルーのことは後回し。今は僕のことだけ考えて。
I finally understood what he was feeling when I saw his pouting face.
いけない？ルーにはいつもいいところで邪魔されるっていう。
Shion muttered and squeezed me tightly like he was feeling insecure. He is always naturally poised, but surprisingly, he has a childish side of him too. Speaking of, he also said that the reason he didn't kiss me when we filmed the commercial was because he felt possessive toward me. Hey Ranga. Already knew that, but I felt strangely embarrassed to realize it again.
聞いてる？あれ？可愛い顔になってる。
は？
うん。ちゃんと僕のこと考えてるね。
I didn't even want to think about what I looked like, but when he held me like this and looked at me like I was the only girl in the world, it set my heart on fire.
ね、シオンさん。
うん。
ルー君のことが気になるのは、シオンさんが好き。だって、シオンさん が見抜いた才能だし、ルクレールさんはシオンさんのお父さんなんだし、全部シオンさんに繋がってるの。だから気になるの。
Even now, I was still embarrassed expressing my feelings honestly to him. Nevertheless, I tried hard to do so, because I wanted to make him happy in return.
だから焼き餅はおしまい。デートの話をしましょう。
うん、そうする。でもその前にキスしてもいい？
I walked into Normie's flirting and Shin's game. Yep, that's hi, Mikey.
したくなっちゃったから。
Yeah, chat, we're just third wheeling this too. Don't worry about it. Hey, 50 streams 3. Hey. Oh, hey Spencer. Thanks for the care package. Delighted by her blended scents, I nodded slightly.
少しだけならね。
Today, in our very own secret garden, we continue to nurture our love. Okay?
Variable
there you go.
barricade. New stage.
I think it was on gallery for that.
どうぞ。
送り主は、あ、彼ね。
Okay. I think I forgot to clock in my dailies for... Ah, okay. Yeah, we done with one ending. So I'm just looking at like after story stuff. You like follow someone I know would like to take a picture of the two of us together. He's a good photographer. If you don't mind, I don't see an issue with him taking a few. Oh, it isn't that bad, not once you're used to it. I don't photograph well. Yes, you do. Every picture you're in always turns out adorable. And you're always unfair. Is he really just going to take them and keep them? That's all? Yes, they'll be private. Treat me like you did over Christmas and I'll be upset. She will never forget about it. We fine, I promise. Even I don't like having my nudes for the rebel to see. How did Ibarina end up slapping Shion out for all his crap to put her through? She's too nice for her. She's too nice. Wait, what? Don't worry, the naughty bits will be thoroughly covered. Absolutely not. Ah, well, I suppose I'll have to give up on the phone and enjoy a private show. What are you talking about? Okay. Heard your dream finally came true. I'm happy for you. That's very like you. Good luck, I'm cheering for you. Well, we aren't getting along poorly at least. Huh? When I caught a peek of you two kissing in the garden, I wanna... Huh? What? Back on the set of that commercial, Shion looked really nervous until you finally got there. Did? The second he saw you, he smelled like an angel. Right then, I knew that he loves you a whole lot, okay? Did? Yep. Okay, you little shit. Wingmanning, I see. And I already got caught. So knowing that the two of you are happy makes me super duper happy too. I'm a stupid who brings something. Okay, okay then. Oh, that's right. In the commercial, I'm always ready to be your angel again. Just let me know. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Okay, good night. Good luck in Paris. Okay. Nope. We finished that route. So, hey, where's the ending list?
見る価値はありません。
So, maybe ending one. Hmm. Oh. Open. Huh. Wait, I got the Ichiya version's Mary End? Huh. Okay, there's a lot of endings here. I don't know if I'm gonna do everything, but that's a lot. I actually didn't realize there were a lot of endings. Yeah, I only have the love ends. But somehow I got the Ichiya Mary End. And the Taiga version as well. Huh, okay. That's a replay value, yeah. Oh, something we can play after I do another game though. Because I do want to try out Salvo series again because they updated a new route. And I don't know if you guys want to see that. I could probably put up a poll on what we can do next week for Otome Game Tuesday again. Let me see. Oh yeah, that was good. It was cute. I didn't know there were Mary Ends actually. I only got love ends at the moment. For the last two ones that I've done. So yeah, I guess we're gonna be replaying this game sometime in the future again. So, yeah. I'll probably just put up a poll on the Discord server within the week on what we can do for Otome Game Tuesday next week. For now it is 6 PM. I do need to go get dinner. So I'll have to go raid out for now. Okay, who's live right now? Guess we Go raid out to Ariuzuki. They're looks like a cozy game, so I could raid out there. Oh yeah, for now I'll see you guys for Thursday. Feel some mystery on Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be taking a day off to do some other stuff. Yeah, read message. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday for Feel Some Mystery. Yeah. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I'll just schedule like a short to upload on the YouTube side. Yeah, I won't be streaming tomorrow, so I could rest a bit and probably do other stuff. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye bye.